welcome to a special edition of Almost Martha, because today is Lemon Day. It's finally the day. It's the day that I've been waiting for since these little buds first appeared in the summer. And now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lemons. I did have 6, but it didn't look so hot, so I picked it and put it to the side. So now it's time to pick some lemons. And for the first thing I'm going to make a lemon poppy seed pound cake. Why? Because it only takes 2 lemons. And I've only got 5 lemons, so I've really got to try to space this out a little bit, right? So these are Meyer lemons. And now I'm going to pick my lemons. Lemon number 1, beautiful, nice and glossy, all nice and yellow. Lemon number 2, there we go. Okay, these are my lemons, my homemade lemons, and they're going to make a great pound cake. So stick with me as we make a beautiful lemon poppy seed pound cake. All right, we're going to begin by doing a little bit of prep work before we start putting the cake together. So this recipe calls for a cup and a tablespoon of sugar. Come on now. My husband must put this on because, man, it is really stuck on there. Ah, okay. I'm going to have to talk to him. Okay. So our prep work, we're going to start with a cup and a tablespoon of sugar. And I put just a tiny bit more in there because I'm going to make caster sugar. So I put it in my blender, which I'm going to put the top on very carefully, and then I'm going to blend. Okay, you don't want powdered sugar, you just want this sugar to be a little finer. I think we're about there. It's usually about 20 seconds or so. But this is a small amount. So that's probably going to do it right there. Okay. Whew. All right, so now we have our sugar. I'm going to put that to the side. And the next thing we're going to do is we have to zest these beautiful lemons. So I've washed the lemons. I'm going to zest them. I need a tablespoon and a half of lemon zest. Now, the trick with zesting is to only get that outer lemon part. You do not want to get the white of the lemon because that's going to be bitter. So I am going to zest. This gave me just a little bit, the chunks were just a little bit big. So here I am going to zest. And I will check back in with you after I have the zest of both of my beautiful lemons. Now these lemons are so smooth, right? The lemons that you get in the grocery store are all bumpy and old. These are super fresh, right off the tree. Oh my goodness, they smell so good. So they're going to look a little different, but boy, they sure are beautiful. Okay, I'll check back again in just a minute. Okay, then we're going to take a stick of unsalted butter, room temperature, and we're going to put it right in our blender. Then we're going to take that lovely sugar that we have made into caster sugar, and we're going to get this in. That's Annie trying to say hi to the neighbors. Yep. She goes over and visits them throughout the day. She just kind of shows up at their back door. Hi, I'm here. Let me in. And of course, they let her in. So, yep. So it's a constant thing. Oh, to be a dog. So let me cream this together. This will take about 3 minutes. Okay. While that's going, I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, in addition to 2 tablespoons. So that's what's in here. To that, I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon baking soda and baking powder, and then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And I'm just going to add that to the flour mixture, and I'm going to mix it right in. We'll give this just another second. Okay, the butter and the sugar looks pretty good. And before I start adding my eggs in, I'm also going to take my beautiful lemons. And I'm going to squeeze them. Wow. Wow. That was the easiest squeeze I think I've ever had. Oh, wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. Smells good. I could practically just squeeze that even without the juicer. Whew, beautifully fresh, beautifully fresh. Love it. Yep. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, really, really nice. I could just do it like that. I could just, so easy. And the little peel is it's very soft too. Okay. Okay, that's great. Really did need a fancy juicer for this. Not that this is a fancy juicer by any means, but I just need 2 tablespoons. So I'm actually going to strain this a little bit. Find my strainer. I know I have a small strainer somewhere, but I don't see it. So I'll just use a big strainer. Okay. Just to get the other stuff right out. Okay. That's great. That's great. So after I add my eggs, I'm going to be adding 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So now this takes 3 eggs, and first I'm just going to crack them off to the side. And that's why, because I got a tiny piece of shell in there. So that's why I do that. That is why I do that, because I'm always afraid a little piece of shell. And sometimes you just never know what kind of eggs you're going to get. Sometimes they have a really thick shell. Sometimes they're really thin. That one was very thin. So I'm going to add them one at a time. Let it get a little incorporated. And it's always good to just periodically scrape down the sides to make sure that everything is going together just how you want it. That's 2. And 3. Looking pretty fluffy, looking pretty good. Make sure it's all getting in there like you want. And there we go. Now my 2 tablespoons of this beautiful lemon juice. Okay. Now I'm going to add in my lemon zest. So this is about a tablespoon and a half of the lemon zest, approximately 2 lemons. So you don't have to go too crazy. And a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. And normally, you know, I really like to add a lot of vanilla. But this time I don't want the vanilla to step on the lemon flavoring. So I'm just going to add exactly what they asked for and no more. If you don't want to cover up that lemon flavor with vanilla. Okay, we've added that. Now I'm going to start to add some of the flour in, sort of a little bit at a time. We're also going to add in some yogurt. So we have a little more than half a cup. I think it was 125 grams of plain yogurt. And we're going to mix that up a little. So we'll add a little flour, we'll add a little yogurt. Okay, I'm going to scrape those sides down. Sometimes we gotta move the little paddle around so you can get to the bottom everywhere. Okay. I don't have that much more to add in, but we also want to be careful not to overbeat this. So keep it on low. I'm also going to just start putting my poppy seeds in. That was a tablespoon and a half of poppy seeds. Scrape this down pretty well. I had to really hunt for this yogurt. I don't know what was going on today. There was a big run on plain yogurt, but it was hard to find today. Okay. Now, still looks pretty good, but I think I am going to sneak in maybe just a little more lemon juice because that's why I'm doing this. I'm going to do one more. Okay, so that would probably take it to 2 tablespoons, or additional tablespoons. Okay, we don't want to overbeat, but we also want to make sure everything in the bottom is all incorporated nicely. Is just how you want it to be. Okay, I'm going to move it just a tiny bit. Okay, get to the bottom. Okay, okay. I think we are about there. So now I'm just going to pull this down. I really don't want to overbeat it. A lot of times, on my pound cake my grandmother's pound cake that I make, I think you can beat that thing till the cows come home, and you're still going to get a beautiful pound cake no matter what. It's going to be, sometimes if you really beat it, it's a really lighter sort of pound cake, a little fluffier. Other times, not. But it really doesn't matter how much you beat it. But this one, it said, be careful, do not overbeat. When they warn you like that, there's a reason why, so don't want to overbeat. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna wash my hands, and I might lick this beater. I don't know. Don't tell anybody. Be right back. The Meyer lemon flavor is sort of a cross between a lemon and an orange. Really great flavor. Okay. All right, I think we're good. Everything is all mixed in. It's all ready to go. I'm going to reserve this lemon juice, and I'm going to use that lemon juice for something else because that's a very special lemon juice. Very, very special. Don't you forget it. Now, you can use a regular loaf pan, and they would suggest lining it with parchment paper. So after you pull it out of the oven, you lift it up on the parchment paper. But I'm going to use this. I bought this a while ago, and I just love this thing. When I make a big batch of pound cakes, I can make one of these. I can make small ones that I can give away. It's a really nice thing to have. But with all the crevices and everything, it's sort of a challenge. So that's why I use Baker's Joy. Oh, yes. And I think Pam makes a product too. So this is shortening mixed with flour in a can. A baker's dream, right? So you don't have to grease anything and flour it. It just does it right here, right here. And it got the flour and the shortening right there. And now it's all ready to go. Now I'm gonna just pour this right in this pan. Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good. So very good. So very good. I used to not like lemon at all. I was not a lemon person. And then I don't know what happened. It's like something just kind of turned on in my brain. And I'm like, oh, lemon's pretty darn good. So can't count anything out. One day you may taste it and say something you really haven't liked for a long time. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's really good. Our tastes change as we grow older. Yes. As a child, I did not like lemon. But as an old woman, I do indeed. Okay, so there we are. I'm just gonna remove any bits of dough just off by themselves there, hanging on the side. So burn, right? Burn before the rest bakes. So as I put this in the oven, everything's gonna, go where it needs to go. So this baby is good to go. I'm gonna put it right in the oven at 350 degrees, and then we're gonna have a beautiful thing when it comes back. Okay. Oh, I hope I didn't over bake it. I kind of had my oven set on 325 because it's a fan assist, and I think it got knocked up to 350 by mistake. But I hope it's going to be okay. Yep, toothpick came in. Yep, it's all good. So now I really hope it's not overdone, but if it is, it's not the end of the world. But we're gonna hope it's good. Gosh darn it all. So anyway, we'll hope for the best. We're gonna put a glaze on this anyway, so yeah, it should be fine. We won't tell anybody that we think we might have overbaked it. I did bake it a shorter amount of time than it called for, so at least I did that. It said 45 minutes, and I think I did 35 minutes, so I cut 10 minutes off of it. But I think it's okay. I hope it's okay. Sure smells good. So I'm going to let it sit here for about 10 minutes, and then I'll take it out of the pan. And then we'll let it cool completely, and then we'll add a little glaze to it, and then we'll give it a taste test. Yeah. All right, my cake is it's probably a little browner than I would normally like. But I don't know, could be fine. I'm going to say it's going to be fine, and we're going to put glaze all over it, so that will really help. Till we slice it and taste it. So, hey man, these things happen. These things happen. And you know what you do? You just keep carrying on. That's right. Just keep carrying on. I'm going to add, this is 1 cup of powdered sugar. I'm going to start with 1 tablespoon of lemon juice. And I'm going to start with also like a little tablespoon of yogurt, which is supposed to help thicken this up. So I've made a lot of glazes, but I've never had one that said to add yogurt. It said it helped to thicken it. So, okay. So just with that, just with that, I've really got kind of a nice little glaze going here. So that was just 1 tablespoon of my beautiful Meyer lemon, my beautiful Meyer lemon juice. Oh. And about 1 tablespoon of yogurt. So, all right. I think that's good. I think that's good. I really don't want it, any runnier than that. We want it to go in the crevices. We want it to help make it look beautiful. Maybe a little less brown. Oh my goodness. My goodness me. Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I bet it'll get eaten. That's what I bet. I'm going to add enough of this glazed, kind of lighten it up a little bit. And there you go. I kind of like the I like the whole drizzle format. So okay, we'll settle into those crevices. I'll make sure I get some on the ends too, because that's where a lot of that browning was. Oh, well, nobody's perfect. That's why I am almost Martha. Not Martha, almost Martha. You know what it is. I try to do too many things at once and I multitask sometimes. So, yeah. Sometimes you just got to keep your eye on the prize. All right. Well, there you go. That looks great, right? That looks really good. I don't think anyone would ever know. So there you go. They'll just be appreciative that they have a piece of cake at all. All right. So I'm gonna just kind of let this sit for a little bit, and then I'm gonna taste it. You'll know exactly how good it is once we let it sit for just a few minutes. Oh, Meyer lemon, baby. Okay, well, I didn't wait a super long time, but I do want to try this. I do want to try it, so I'm just gonna dig in, and let's just see. Oh, well, that's really nice on the inside. That is really nice. Okay, just gonna cut a little piece because I'm a little worried, right? Oh, oh, that's really good. That is really good. I think that Meyer lemon. That's really good. And thank goodness. The inside is nice and moist. So I have sort of a crusty exterior. The inside is nice and moist, so that really worked. That's really good. That's really good. So there it is. There it is. And the icing, this turned out really good too. By putting that Meyer lemon in there. Oh, that's really good. Really, really good. Yay for Meyer lemons. Yay, yay, yay. The day is kind of saved. So the outside is kind of crunchy and the inside is moist. How perfect is that? Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Okay, if you don't have a lemon tree, sorry, you could get one. But you could also buy some Meyer lemons, or you could just use regular lemons for this recipe, and maybe just a dash of orange juice. That would be pretty good too. So I hope you make it. It was really pretty easy to do. Just sort of watch your temp and don't overbake it. But it turned out great. I'm so happy about that. So if you want this recipe, just go to almost-martha.com and you will see this recipe and all the other recipes that I've made. And this will be there, my lemon poppy seed pound cake. Hi, Mom. Remember making a similar pound cake? So I hope you try it. I hope you try it. And I hope to see you next time right here on Almost Martha. Pretty good.